Hi everyone. I've always loved flowers. I grew up in Ann Arbor, Michigan, which was a very verdant, lush place to grow up. There were flowers absolutely everywhere. And my mom grew flowers in her front yard that she had actually imported from the Netherlands. She would travel a lot, so she was able to go over there and buy bulbs direct. And we had all these tulips and irises in our front yard, and all the neighbors had tulips as well that they got locally. And hyacinths were popular, and lilacs. Lilacs are one of my favorites. And there was also a lot of wildflowers like bleeding heart and forget me not, and one of my personal favorites, lily of the valley, which actually grew wild right next to my house growing up, in the crack between the house and the driveway. Lovely little delicate white bells. So I've always loved flowers so much. And so sometimes when my mom would ask me what I wanted for my birthday that year, I would say I'd love some flowers. There were some times where we didn't have a lot of funds, and it was a good budget option. And my mom would always say no. Not to be mean or anything, but she said no because one day when you're older, your boyfriend or your girlfriend will buy you some flowers, and it's going to be so special and so romantic, and I don't want to step on that, so I'm not going to get you flowers. But she would get me something else. And I would say okay and get on with life because it's not that important. So I waited and I waited. And I waited probably a little longer than either of us thought I would be waiting. I wasn't exactly a popular option in high school, shall we say. And then when I was 23, I had my first boyfriend. And we got together in July, so I had to wait for most of the year to cycle around again before it was Valentine's Day. But I was so excited for our first Valentine's Day. My first Valentine's Day that was actually romantic instead of just being about friend love or familial love. And I went out and I bought some white carnations like a week and a half beforehand. And I split the stems and I dyed them rainbow color, because there was a character that he liked from a fandom that we were both in at the time, and that character had rainbow hair, so I dyed the flowers rainbow for him. And I bundled them up all up in a little bit of paper, and I took them over to his place for Valentine's Day because we were going out to a restaurant near his, and it was a great restaurant. And I gave him the flowers, and he gave me some flowers, and they were fine. They were some red roses that he had gotten on the way home from work that day from the grocery store. And they were mostly still alive. There was only a little bit of brown on them. And it was a lovely Valentine's Day, and I liked them anyway because they were from him. And he actually also got me this brooch that was a reference to how we first got together, which was very sweet. And then we went out to a really nice meal at a restaurant near his, and it was a great restaurant. Still go there all the time. And it was a great night, and I'll treasure that memory forever. But when I looked at those flowers, I learned something. A lesson that my mom had perhaps not meant to teach me. I learned that waiting was friggin' stupid. You can't wait around for someone else to get you flowers. You gotta get them for yourself. Because you might be waiting a long time, or you might be waiting forever. And even if you aren't waiting forever and you do get them eventually, they're not guaranteed to be anything to write home about. If you want something, you have to go out there and get it for yourself. And if you want someone you care about to have something, you need to be part of the process that makes that happen. You can't redirect them onwards and say, oh, I won't help you, but this other person will help you. It'll just over there. The solution's over there, because it's not necessarily just over there. If you can do something about the problem, you should roll up your sleeves and you should pitch in. It was a lovely night. But God, the flowers were crap.